All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow. Goal here is to gain an edge in trading, and we can do that via the order flow, understanding the analysis. And the logic here is, well, the only way that participants can engage the market is via their orders. We can read that, we can display it historically as well as currently in Bookmap, and we want to understand that behavior from these participants. That will give us an edge. All right, so that's why order flow is important, and we'll take a look in just a minute. We'll go through this process. We had our Bookmap Academy meeting last night. This is our process, the impetus, what's moving the market, and we start there, the impetus, and we want to go over the bigger picture. Because without that, we're just trading order flow back and forth. We want to look at the bigger picture, understand what's driving the market. Then we want to look at our key levels where there's a lot of activity in the order flow. And technical levels can also make price move. Then we start to develop on number 3, strategies and scenarios. So for example, if the market comes up and tests, highs, recent highs, maybe from the last day, the overnight session, etc., are you still bullish? Is the order flow telling you something about being bullish? Or are you thinking like the bigger picture, the impetus moving the markets, the news, the order flow, is it telling you, well, no, actually, this is an opportunity to sell and drive price back to the mean? So you need to go through these scenarios, start to understand what might unfold, and we can see that in the order flow. All right, then it comes down to your setup and selecting the proper setup for the day based on these key factors 1, 2, and 3 makes a big difference. We have a checklist. You guys know your setups. You grade your setup, you determine your sizing, and you jump in. And you wait for the order flow to give you that insight to execute and manage your trade. All right, Bruce's pilot program. So you guys might have heard about this. I'll just quickly go over it. It's a subset of the Bookmap Academy. It is a focused program for building an edge, and this is the reason why most of the traders out there that I've come across after talking to thousands, is a lot of them don't have a trading edge. They don't know how to build a trading edge. There's a big gap there. And they know their setups, everything. It's not an issue there. It's just that they don't know how to build an edge. So we cover that in this program. We go through that so that you can build out that edge and then use it in the market. We have a structured process, and very quickly too. It's possible using the tools within Bookmap. All right, let's go through the disclosures and jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's take a look. There's something interesting I wanted to show you guys immediately here. So I have a couple different configurations here in Bookmap. I've got the ES open here. And I can zoom out. You can see that I can go back several days here. This is a daily candlestick chart. There's a heat map on here. There's volume dots on here if I want, etc. But I just want to show the daily candlestick charts or candlesticks, and then we can drill down and then look at the lower time frame here in Bookmap. And this is the bigger picture, right? This is what we want. What's the impetus? What's moving the markets? And let's start to go through it. And the key technical levels, which we are just testing right now. Okay, and we're starting to find a reaction here. We would anticipate a reaction down here. After several days, you can see the downtrend. Yesterday, big down day. into this key level. That's what we want to ascertain as part of our Bookmap Academy process here. All right, so yeah, let's start with what's moving the markets. All right, so we're waiting for NVIDIA to report earnings. They did, anticipating them to knock it out of the park. They did, along with all of the other Mag 7. Yeah, there was a reaction, but there was also a pretty harsh counter reaction to that. Is that this is way over bought and overspent into AI, and regardless of how good the earnings are, this is the market sentiment, and we're seeing it play out. I mean, there's no reason for, well, not put it that way, but with excellent earnings, their business is doing well. What's the problem? But this is the market sentiment here. All right, so that's one thing. The Fed, interest rates. So what are they going to do? And are they going to raise or keep them, or are they going to cut? And I don't know, and we don't know, but the market is sensitive to this, as you guys can see. There was employment data, or data starting to come out as well. So we've been shut down, but we're starting to get some data back in, and market starting to react to maybe some of that. These are the main factors, pretty much driving the market. So what about our key levels? Well, you can see the sell-off into this key level down here. This is where we sold off on October 10th. And then you can see October 11th, October 12th, and then we see this move back up and consolidates, and then all-time highs, and then back and forth in here, all the way back down to here. Okay, so yeah, I would anticipate a reaction down here, profit taking at least from these sellers on the higher time frames. Maybe some buyers down here thinking, the market's still worth quite a bit, and they will be buying down in these areas here. Okay, so we would anticipate a bounce today. Anyway, where might we go? Well, we might have already done the move. Here, looking at some of these swings up in here, where the market dropped from. We can also look back up into, it can come back half the distance here, something like this, maybe back to 66.50, somewhere around in here. We'll have to take a look at it here and see if we get a retracement like that. All right, now what I want to show for you guys, which I think you're going to love, is, let's hide some of these columns. So I've got a version here of another instance of the ES here with the TraderMap Pro or TraderMap Lite. You can also be just in instrument copy, doesn't matter. This allows me to look at the smaller time frame, lower time frame here compared to the higher time frame over here. All right, now what am I going to take away from that? All right, let's zoom in a little bit on the higher time frame, because we know we're interested in this level down here, let's zoom in a bit more and start to understand some things. I'm also going to go down into maybe a 15-minute chart, or maybe half hour would be good. Let's go with 30 minutes. Okay. All right, and so here's what's going on, right? So we can see the overnight range here, the cash open, the move to the upside, and really back and forth in this little range in here right now. Pretty nice to see this around 8 o'clock, the move to the upside, testing the top of this range in here. And then this is looking like a flag pattern in here so far, at least. Just due to this strong move up to the top of the range. Let's see if it can kind of flag off a little bit and then come back up into maybe some of these areas of high liquidity up here before getting up to 6,600 looks pretty good as another retest here. You can see it retested several times and it did not break higher. Okay, so that's why we're starting to find some sellers here right now. But let's see if we regain some strength and then see some buyers come back in. All right. Well, let's actually I'm going to take the candlestick off. Maybe I'll keep it on, but I'm going to zoom in some more here, and let's take a look at. Let's take it off. Okay, and I want to look at the order flow in here. Look at best bid and offer, volume dots, heat map, and that's it. Just one column in here, and let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, and this is what I want to do. I want to look at this activity in here on the higher time frame, and then we'll zoom in here on the lower time frame and take a look and see what's going on. Okay, so you pilot program guys may have seen this as a nice little setup in here. It's the trendline break accumulation, just beautiful move up into high liquidity all the way up here, and key level is the swings, or near the highs of the day here, and then looking for the break of the structure in the which we did, and then you start to look for these accumulation by the passive accumulation we see very well. Now we're looking for the aggressive accumulation by sellers, which you start to see here, and then consolidation, and then you start to see here again. And we have the break of the structure, and we have more selling. Okay, so this was a nice one. Take it down to the swings, and beautiful move back down into 64 here. Okay, so nice little somewhere around about a 30 or 28 point move or so. I imagine you guys caught that, but anyway, ping us in here if you did. Let's see. All right, so let's take a look more into what's going on in here. Okay, so this is I really like this view in here. So look at this higher time frame in here. So right now, there's a lot of back and forth in here. You can see these really big swings. But look at this. There's more selling down here than buying. Okay, so maybe we'll take a look and see if we can come revisit back down here. We just saw the move up. Okay, it's rejecting, looking for sellers right now, and then now let's zoom in here. Okay, so let's see if we can get through this little area right here, and I'm going to add in a profile. There we go. All right, let's see it, sellers. Let's see if you can, and then hit down into 64, maybe 62 here. Okay, but we're looking at the higher time frame here as a filter, and then we're looking at the lower time frame in here and looking for those sellers to come in. Okay, we just had the swing up. It tested, it rejected. I'm looking for sellers, and then come back down into the swing lows here. Basically, there's liquidity also down here at this 53 or 62 here to begin with, and then down here at 53 as well. Okay. Not enough sellers. We're not seeing it. Even a higher time frame in here, we're just not seeing them yet. Okay, looking for big, selling volume dots here. It's about the aggressor. All right, here we go. Let's see it. There we go. Now, it's not a whole lot of selling, but it's already hit the 62. Let's see if we can get a push away from this structure here. Okay, so I would cover some there just to let you guys know about some of the trade management. That's like a 5-point move. So I would cover some on that, and I would still hold though, and I would move my stop to overall break even on something like this because I am looking for this to move. This is a really nice structure in here on this higher time frame, and I really like the move down into this 52 here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. All right, let's see if we get a low volume pullback here. It's not really low volume, guys. It's not really low volume. Okay, it's not the setup. Okay, so that's why we took some profit here, and stop is at break even. Okay, overall break even. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you. Okay, we're going to go through a hypothetical here. So we're not recommending any trades, but we're looking for the break in here someplace. Let's zoom out just a little bit. We didn't see anything. We saw this move up here. We're looking for sellers. We didn't see them. Came back up again, and then we started to see the sellers come in. So we would have been in someplace probably around here. We would have taken some off in here, and our overall break even, then we'd be stopped out. Okay, so we wouldn't have made anything, or you made maybe a tick or two just to cover your trading costs. So this would be the measured move back up to here, and that liquidity here. Okay, and we would have been stopped out up here around 69 or so, right? Okay, we were looking for this move outside of the range. It obviously has failed. It's come back into the range here. All right, does that make sense? Let me see. Right. Guys, there's a webinar, onboarding webinar later today. If you're new to Bookmap, then come on over here. I'll put the link into the chat there for you. And it's at 1 p.m. East Coast time today. Okay, there you go. If you guys are rather accustomed to Bookmap, no need. But if you're new, you have questions about getting connected, getting up and running, then this is perfect for you. Okay, or maybe you have some other questions about connectivity and features in Bookmap. Okay, so you can come to the webinar. All right, well, it's still volatile, as you guys can see, and we came all the way back up, hit this liquidity, traded all the way back down, and let's see if we can get this continuation move. And I don't like this as a setup at all. Yeah, it just looks like it's a very choppy to me. I don't see the sellers taking control in here at all. Okay, let's see if they do here though. There's some selling. And the lower time frame, I would look for them to press this bottom edge down into maybe 53 here. I would. I don't know how high probability that is, but we're just starting to see some selling coming in. So we're back outside the range here. Okay, so looking to see if they can just press it down to the bottom of the range in here. Okay, they've already done that. Now can they break it? I don't know. Not seeing it yet. Okay, there's high liquidity front running the 52 area here as well. Okay, so that's another thing to take a look at here. None of these are low volume pullbacks in here. We need to see that impulse or this strong move in here. Now I know this is within the range, but just going over this kind of concept in here about this low volume pullback. This is not it. This is kind of all over the place. I'm seeing buyers in here. I want to see strong selling. I want to see very low volume on the pullback by buyers, and I'm looking for sellers to come in again and take it back down. Okay, so we would avoid those as a setup in here. It does not meet the criteria for the setup. Okay, and we're still within a range. So trading is life. I want to hope I'm not confusing, or others in here looking into the this setup. I hope this isn't confusing for you guys. What I'm doing is saying that I'm breaking it down into a more fractal environment, and would say, like, this is your structure, this is your break of your structure, and this is your pullback here. Okay, so I would be looking at this in here with a lot of selling, and I just don't see it, right? This is something that we don't know, and especially when look at all of this chop in here in the higher time frame, right? So we could easily come back up here, and we would just avoid taking that risk. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Another thing, since we are in this choppy environment, the ES is trading a lot like the NQ, in my opinion. This is what I mean by that. Like, these are pretty big swings. We hit high liquidity and we see a pretty good reaction, and we look for the other side to trade up into high liquidity. And then we look for it to do the same thing and reverse and come back into the mean, right? And why are we seeing this environment right now is because what we talked about with the bigger picture fundamentals. Do you guys have any questions on that? Just that there's a lot of kind of worries right now, and we can see it here in the price action and the order flow. What's the Discord channel name? Just look up Bookmap. In fact, here, let me show you. Just go to bookmap.com. Up at the top here on the More button, click on that. And then it's right here. Here, I'll put the link into the chat for you. Okay, Discord chat room right here. Okay, and let me paste that in. There you go, Jaws. See how, guys, this is what now I'm going to put on the stops and icebergs in here, because this looks like just a beautiful squeeze through this liquidity, in fact, on up to the next levels of liquidity on the higher time frame here. Okay, I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this environment. That if you want to trade in this environment, this is what we have. We were looking for the breakdown in here. It could have been really nice. It failed. It totally failed. It traded back down, came back up, traded back down, made another low, didn't even hit the high liquidity down here at 53, and traded back up. And like, this is the squeeze that we're seeing right here. This move on up to the upside. So let me put the stops and icebergs on the Trader Map Pro version here. Yeah, sub chart. Oh, it doesn't work on the sub chart. That's right. So we can put it here on the sub chart. There it is. It's already on there. And then we can put it on here on the on chart. Right. And I've already got it loaded. I just need to select them. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm going to use the automatic threshold here so it doesn't show everything. Okay. Well, yeah, there's our stop run. I mean, here is verifying the stop run here. You can also see the 216, and there's going to be more up here. I just probably filtered them out. Might get a bounce higher. I don't know. I mean, like, look, we just came up to these swings up in here, and it's faded right back down. Like I said, this is really, I mean, just look at 930 on, and you can see that how choppy this is. Okay, I mean, this is what we get in an environment where there's a lot of profit taking, or a lot of worries here about we're overbought and overspent on AI. Those are the Mag 7 stocks that have been moving the market, and now that's kind of in question. So we're seeing maybe profit taking. We're seeing selling, a lot of maybe larger players getting out of the market. We're seeing reactions back in, etc. Right? So in fact, let's go back and let's look at this daily chart in here, and you can see the sentiment on the daily here on the candlesticks, and the move down. But down here, this is an important swing, and we have this is where it kind of broke out from back in September, and this is where it retested here that Friday, October 10th. And then all-time highs, and now we're back here retesting this area in here. I just can't imagine that we're going to dump through that area. We're going to get a reaction down here, and we're going to see some back and forth, right? And so that's what we're seeing right now. Yeah, you can see the on the hourly here is still pretty negative though. Also the 15-minute chart, you see lots of wicks back and forth in here. Okay, so are we going to get a bounce? Well, if we do, okay, I want to see price come back up above this 92, 95 area up in here, with a lot of volume behind it and a lot of absorption of the selling pressure down in here. So I want to see that passive buying getting filled in these areas down in here. Okay, a lot of it. So that's what we're looking for, and I don't really see that right now. Open the US 30, Yogi or Yo. Yeah, Yogi. No, I cannot. So we'd be opening up the YM. So that's a CFD. Yeah, we'd have to open up the YM if you want to take a look at that. Okay, that's the E-mini for the Dow from the CME Group futures. All right, let me see if there's any questions. No. All right, this is a low volume pullback here. Now we'd have to kind of break this down, and this is your pullback here though. It is on low volume. Okay, so here sellers are starting to come in. Let's see if it's already kind of bouncing off of this little structure here. Okay, let's see if we can get sellers down below 62 though. Here, strong selling, and then we can get a move here. Okay, like I said, this is a very tricky environment. Like, all of a sudden buyers may just want to come in and then, scream to the upside here. But I would look for sellers here, and then for them to be able to drive price away back down to 57, 55, maybe down to our 52 area here on the higher time frame. Okay, just be very, very aware of the squeezes in here. That's what we've been seeing. I mean, look, this is just a beauty right here. Look at that red line here to the upside. Here's another one. I mean, you can see them all over the place. Okay, one thing, as you guys know from the pilot program, for the low volume pullback, we're not necessarily looking for, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to get it, but we're not necessarily looking for passive accumulation on the offer here. We're looking more for exhaustion by the aggressor. And let's see. No, still buying off of this structure here. We need to break that. I'm still looking for the break really below this kind of 62, 63 area down here. All right, there's some exhaustion a couple of times here. Still holding structure though. Still holding it. Now let's see if we can get our sellers here. No. No. Okay, let's see if we get them here. There they are. Okay, all right, sellers. Let's see you move it down. The first swing, actually, it's breaking the structure. The first swing is down here at 60, but I think there's enough in here on the higher time frame to look for a bigger move here. Okay, so I am looking for a bit of a direction here now. Okay, so there it is at 60. Let's see if we should be able to have enough find enough sellers to be able to drop this lower here. Again, stop at break even on this. It's not a trade recommendation, but this is how I would manage it. To look for follow through here. We're looking for follow through now. It's already done all these squeezes, and there's something nice about all of this selling down in here that we saw earlier before the big squeezes. And then we're looking for follow through. And then, also look at the 15-minute chart and the hourly chart in here. Look pretty good for another move lower here. Okay, all the wicks up in here, right? So now let's look for it in the order flow. So we just traded into high liquidity here at 55. And let's see if we can get down to that higher time frame. Yep, our 53, which is pulled and is down now around 50. Okay, still looking for the move lower. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I would be taking some profit there. But let's see if we can move though, and really drive away from the structure here. The timing's just about right, time of day here. Yeah, it looks good. So next structural areas, 40 is one here I'd be looking at. Hold on, let me mark that up. Somewhere between here, oops, yeah, here and here. Between 40 and 32. Trading's life. Did you grab that low volume pullback? I'm just curious. Okay, so down into our level here around 40. Some nice momentum here. But this again, I'd be taking some profit here if buyers really start streaming in here, and it kind of looks like it to me. So yeah, I would be out. Yeah, I mean, look at all this buying coming back in, and there's high liquidity that's getting filled down here. So It hit our level that, this is where those buyers came in earlier. Okay, very good trading is life. Love to hear that. You did not take it. The ranges are too crazy. Your emotions were taken over. God, that's such good control. Really, really great comment yesterday in the that you had in the Bookmap Academy about being able to control your emotions. You first, and at first it started like with recognizing exactly what you're recognizing here, that it's just too crazy and you're getting emotional. So what do? You didn't trade. Beautiful. I love it. I just love it. I mean, that's such good control, and that's so hard to do. That's showing a lot of maturity in your trading. All right, let me see any questions here over in YouTube. Passive orders. Okay. Yep. And Alois just answered you as well. It's in the heat map. Let me just show you how it's derived. It's very, very simple. If we zoom in, you're probably accustomed to a dome, right? Well, this is your dome, or it's one of the columns here in Bookmap of the current order book. We have a fully functioning dome. You can even put it into the columns here. And I could, just very quickly right click in here and then add in the trading dome, the default dome here. This is it, right? So, here you have your orders management, and here's your bid, here's your offer, here's your price. You can add in all sorts of volume columns in here as well. So it's possible to do a very elaborate professional dome right in the columns here in Bookmap. But I also want to show you another version that is, and we'll just hide all these other columns here, is through one of the add-ons, Dome Pro. Actually, let me go back to this instrument here, and we'll show the Dome Pro. Yeah. Now this is included with your Global Plus subscription. All right. And then here it is here. Look at all the volume columns you can get or hide or whatever you want to do. And you've got, the offer or the bid here, the depth, the offer here. You can have full depth if you want in here. And these are last transactions in here in the middle is your very last transaction. Okay, these are other transactions in here. All right, so you can get this if you want. Now, what we're showing in Bookmap, though, this is what I want to show you, and cross over from the dome and depth of market into the heat map. Okay, so the dome here, these are offers up here. Okay, these are passive limit sell orders up here. They're passive because they're waiting at certain prices up here to get filled. If they get filled, right? That's it. And their limit buy orders down below. Okay, they cannot make price move. That's why we call them passive. Now, let's just step back for a second here. Okay, see, if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see in here, well, 58. Here's 58 up here. Here's 48 down here, and look at the colors. Okay, the colors represent the amount of liquidity at each price level. So what that means in your dome, you'll probably note in your dome that these numbers are always changing, in some cases very, very quickly. And once they change in a dome, that information that was there previously is gone. So what we do in Bookmap is we take that and we give it a color by the heat map. Up in here is the scale. So red and orange, very high liquidity, then yellow, white, blue, and black. And we just take that color and plot it on the chart historically. So we plot it in this window here as well, in the current market to the right of this vertical white line. And you'll see the heat map always change in here, just like the numbers, because that's the current market. But the change is then recorded. So what looks to be very complex in here, and these colors here, is just the change in liquidity. There was less liquidity up here. In fact, we can use this tool, hover over it. There was 47 on the ask up here at this with this yellow color, and then here it went up to 64, 63. Here, this other red color, 74. That's what it represents, and that's all it is, right? So, but that gives you a lot of insight because the dome is only for the here and the now, which is great. However, look at the information here that we're getting. Wow, we came up and we filled that liquidity up here. We went higher. This was absorbed. It absorbed that buying pressure up here. Okay, are there more buyers? Yeah, actually, right now we don't know until we start to see the dots. The dots are the market buy orders. Green dot is a market buy. Red dot is a market sell. Okay, these are the ones that actually move price, the aggressors. Okay, so passive are limit orders, aggressors are market orders. All right. So guys, this is why we wanted to take profit down here, especially in this whippy environment. Okay, so done deal at 40, we're out, and good riddance. So we had our reasons for it as well, due to the order flow, right? Okay, we mentioned it. Like there was a lot of passive liquidity down in these areas in here, and there was also a lot of buying in here. We can see it in the dots, and we can see it in the bars. Okay, these are delta bars and delta dots. It's buy minus sell for the aggressors. All right, so we started to see that buyer is starting to come in, and at that point, like we put these pieces together and we're out, just like that. Okay. Any questions in here? Okay, let's see. Robert, you're looking for a move to the upside for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, no, I see. Joking here. Yeah, exactly. Trading is life. So, but this is, see, that's growth. It's massive growth. It doesn't seem like it may be a big deal, but that's just massive. Like you just totally changed your behavior, and if for you it was hard lessons and blowing out accounts. You're like, okay, if I don't get it, and I'm starting to feel the emotions in here, I'm not going to think rationally. I'm going to overtrade. I'm going to make dumb mistakes. So you just don't. So you just step away, and that is big. That's real growth. Okay, Robert, you're asking about icebergs and sweeps. Yeah, absolutely. We can go over that. So let me see if there's any other questions here. Let me just do a quick circle through, and then I'll get back to you, Robert. Okay, so yeah, in terms of deals, Black Friday deals coming up, there might be. I don't really know. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but keep your eyes peeled. All right, so just let's put it that way. Okay, Zoo, and we'll take it from take it from there. All right, guys. Well, let's see if these buyers can really squeeze it here. Higher time frame, back up into these swings up in here from earlier in the day, up to 90. There's a ton of liquidity up there. You guys can see that it traded earlier up in this area here. So, this is larger player behavior in here. It was here earlier. It traded. These guys got what they wanted here. These are limit sell orders up in here, and they did trade. And it looks like they're back for more. It looks like the same behavior in here. This is high liquidity. Okay, so if buyers want to meet the sellers, then buyers need to come up to here. All right. Yeah, I really love this higher time frame in Bookmap. Now, you guys can. I mean, this has been available for a long time, but with the ES, if you put in the input the continuous contract in here, I'll have to double check. I know some of you said that you don't have access to this. I don't know why. I'm using just the regular production version of Bookmap. Is 7.6. So, it's you should have access to it. I will have to double check on that though. That'll allow you to really zoom out here, right? So look at this. I just love this. This is how important, this area is in here. Here's another swing down in here, right? So we will look for a reaction in here, in these areas in here. Okay, so this is even better. I didn't recognize this earlier. If we draw a line across here where we broke out from down here, you're going to find maybe even more buyers now down here. Look at the swings down in here. You can see that even the best offer came down here. So there's a pretty big zone in here between 52 and 32 or so, what we called it, I think. Let's see if we get a lot of buyers down here. Okay, and then a reaction in here. Okay, so that's our higher time frame outlook there. Let's go back to the candlestick chart. You can kind of see it. I need to show a few more bars in here. All right, that's a little much. So let's try 90. Let's try 80. Okay, there we go. That's pretty good. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Guys, this is it's kind of one of our setups, but I haven't really articulated it much. But it's just beautiful stuff. Go below the swing, these recent swings, get people going the wrong way, get people stopped out below these swings in here, but we're still bullish in the overall move up in here on the daily. So this is just a big range in here. So this is a buying opportunity for a lot of traders on the higher time frame. Okay, and they would look for taking it back up into the mean up in here someplace, where there was previous value area that price drove away from. So maybe back up to around 66.50 or so. We can look for these things, right? Everything will look really bad here earlier, right? That might reverse. Okay, we'll take a look here. The 15-minute chart over here, the way it looks, I'm just going to draw this lazy way because it's easier. We'd look for kind of a move or a break of this trend line. We talked about this range breaking. Well, we have another range in here as well. Okay, so somewhere around maybe 65, 75 or 65, 90-ish up in here. If we can kind of get buyers back up above, we can see a move, come back up into some of these swings up in here. No problem. All right, so different scenario. We're going through the scenarios in here. That's from this in the process. Impetus, key levels, and scenarios. So we already went through all the impetus and the key levels now, and now scenarios. So now we're going to be looking for a setup that matches the scenario. Okay, well, a good one would be trendline break and accumulation. Could be one. Okay, so let's look for accumulation first. Do we have a lot? Did we have a lot down here? This is where we noted there was some down here, and we noted a lot of buying in here too, right? So maybe you guys saw that one. I've been yapping here, so I kind of missed a lot of stuff. Yeah, hard to determine here. We're breaking out from a little area. We broke down from here to here, okay, and now we're breaking out of that to test back up to here. Okay, so let's see if we can get that, and let's see if those buyers really come in at this point here. If so, then our target would be up here. Our 65.90 looks great. Okay, here they come. Let's look at our higher time frame here. Yeah, we're just looking for the move up into yeah, around 6,600 basically. So even a little higher here. Okay, on the higher time frame, right? 6650 potentially as well. All right. Oh yeah, let me go over back to you, Robert. The swings, the sweeps, and absorption or icebergs, right? So yeah, let's do that, guys. This is looking pretty good here. Let's see if let's zoom in here a little bit more. I want to see the bid light up here, right? I want to see the bid pushing this. I want to find aggressors in here. I'd like to see some of these guys pull up in here. And see the bid starting to light up here. All right, let's see if we can get back up here again. No, not yet, but I'm still looking for it, a return back to here. Okay, so let's see if we can get that. Okay, so back to structure. Okay, now again, buyers, and then let's see it, buyers back up to 74, and then the breakout up into the higher liquidity up in here. Okay, that would be the higher time frame. Right, so this would be just a pullback here, and then we look for our buyers again here. Let's zoom in and take a look at it here. Okay, so I'm looking for, again, the bid. I want to see it light up. I want to see these guys pull this liquidity, or just buyers come in and just charge through all of this area in here, which that is probably the most likely scenario. Is we find buyers back up in here, and you can see we're not right now. We're not at all. We're not finding buyers up in here. Okay, so we did earlier, and then here we see some exhaustion and nothing, no follow through. Okay, sellers come in and then sweep the book lower here. Okay, now watch again though. Okay, let's see if we get back up here at 74 and look for the same scenario. Okay, is that low enough there to find some buyers? Nope. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so no buyers. And sellers are going to run with it or not. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. Okay. Oh, Robert, yeah, well, you saying we do not use the uh, sweeps or stops and icebergs in the trendline break accumulation. That is true, and I did that on purpose, right? Just to keep it simple. I didn't want people using indicators. I wanted them to understand the context, which is working out great. I mean, like, my God, you know, Duzman is starting to understand it. Laura, you yourself, Robert, Shark, and then Trading His Life, but DNT Matter is really putting it together, made some real big leaps recently, understanding the context. Once you guys understand the context, then it's just wide open. All sorts of setups will appear all the time. Okay, so let's go over it then. All right, so how will we use that? Let's go over some considerations in here. Boy, I'd like to have it in the subchart. I do not. But okay, we can look for a sweep, or I'm sorry, a stop run below an area. Let's just use this version. All right, so we look for our stop run below. Here it is. Okay, and then now people just got stopped out. These so are these real sellers in here? Um, well, I don't see any real sellers coming back in. I see buyers, in fact. All right, so now we don't know yet until the buyers can break some of the structure here, and they have not broken it yet. Okay, so we might get real sellers coming in again here and drive this lower. Okay, or also there's some buyers in here that are going to get stopped out now too. So how do you integrate it with the trend line break and accumulation? All right, so well, let's take a look here. We can even look at maybe one in the current market right now. Okay, kind of a version of it at least. Okay, right here. All right, so do we have accumulation? Okay, it's not very good, guys, at all. But I want to see the 55 trade, and we'll see. Okay. Now, what else would I like to see? Well, here's icebergs right here. Here's icebergs right here. Okay, that is absorption as well, or that is passive accumulation. Okay, they're hidden, but their transactions are exposed. Okay, so that's one way to use it for the passive side. On the aggressive side, we look for the sweep or the aggressive accumulation in the stop run. Okay, so like right now, see how this is getting really loaded up here and or wound up. Okay, so we're seeing some, a little narrow range in here. So I'm looking for something to happen here. Okay, so there we go. So we see some of this this liquidity just transacted. We see a stop run here of 55. All right, so this is now what I'm looking for. Is can we get the buyers to come back in and break the structure up here? Okay, and you're asking about the subchart. Any info from that? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So let's go back to this one then. Okay, I kind of prefer the subchart one more, to be honest. That's just me. Because I like to see the clarity of the order flow here in Bookmap. All right, so here's our stop run. Okay, and we had high liquidity trade in here. Okay, we haven't broken any structure at all. Okay, we have two different lines here for structure, our horizontal and our diagonal. Okay, but so Robert, the way that to understand a stop run, okay, or a book sweep, is to understand acceptance afterwards. Okay, what happens after the event? That's really what we want to understand, because it could be below an area and it rejects and comes back in to the mean, or other side of the range. But so what? Like we may not get that. We may get the stop run, and no buying comes back in, and we start to get acceptance from the move, and that acceptance is kind of happening right now. Okay? Now we just traded into high liquidity down here at 50. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. Now we're for the trend line break and accumulation, we're looking for 3 levels of high liquidity filled. Okay, and look at the icebergs in here. Quite a few actually. They were on the offer though. They were selling right in here. So this buying dot now is telling you a bit more. It's telling you that there were. Let's just put it on the chart then. Instead of do the math. Oh, let's just do the math. Okay, so from here, icebergs is 33.23 down to here. So 30.45. So, so about 300 in here, icebergs were filled. Okay, so that was where these buyers actually met sellers. They went smack right into sellers. Okay, 300 of them. Okay, and yeah, so price has accepted and continues to go lower after that stop run. And the scenario we were looking for is stop run, and then accumulation, and then a break of structure, and then the move higher. And that would be the scenario. Okay, does that answer your question, Robert? This is a really good thing to add in to your trend line break accumulation. Really good. Because in fact, wait for the, in some cases, just wait for the big stop run, and then after that, if those aggressors come back in, great. You've got even more confluence here for the break of the structure, the accumulation by the buyers, and the move higher. Okay, so let's see if we get it now. We're just breaking both a horizontal structure and a diagonal one here. Get rid of this line here. This one. Okay, I don't see accumulation by the aggressors though. Nothing, very little in here, just some right here, and that's it. Okay, so we need to see them. They need to show up. Okay, did we get a big stop run? Not really. All right, so here come the aggressors. All right, now we just kind of broke this small structure, and let's see if we can get some more in here now. Okay, and we're at 65.50 up here. And so we're looking for a break of that too, 65.50. Let's see it there. Looking for those buyers and then looking for the squeeze here. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, and this would be my first target, would be where this stop run actually took place in this swing here. I just don't have much liquidity up there, but that's what I would look for. The next one would be up in here, and there is liquidity there at 70. Okay, so yeah, their first target. You're out, and then now you're looking for continuation, maybe back up to somewhere around here. I like the swing here at 67. So 67 to 70, something like that. Okay, makes sense. Not a whole lot of aggressive accumulation, again, and not a whole lot of passive accumulation either. So either the aggressors really need to show up here, or else like maybe if we start to see some selling come back in here again, just get out and take your profit, right? Because that's the beauty of the setup. Well, you know all this, Robert. Is really good passive accumulation that we can lean on. So we need the aggressors to come in, and they have all of that buying behind them as well. Okay, so that's where you get the really, really nice moves. If we don't have very good aggressive passive accumulation, and it's all up to the aggressors, they kind of peter out after a while. There's only so much pressure they have. That's been, my experience. So if they don't, we look for it to kind of peter out and come back down and retest these areas here. Win Tim, let's see what you got here. Got a nice short. Okay. Nice. All right, let's go. I want to go back to our bigger picture. See, now look at the aggressors. Now that's a stop run, right? There's another stop run. Now, again, after the stop run, though, what we want to see is acceptance or rejection. Okay, we know a lot of people just got stopped out. Okay, but that doesn't matter. It gives us insight. What gives us the insight is what happens after. And we know a lot of people got stopped out. So are people still buying though after that? Is there still buying pressure, or is that it? Like no one's interested in buying. They just were forced to exit. They made this move here, and then it's like, well, I'm just going to get on the other side and sell back into these lower areas of value. Okay, so go. Let's zoom out again. Boy, yeah, this could be a really nice move. Actually, could if we zoom out more here, okay, on our higher time frame, this is what we're looking at here. Yeah, it could be great. It could come all the way back up to something like 6670. Maybe 6700. And we don't know. But we do know that we tested down into here where we previously found buyers. WinTim, let's see, is it normal? You have to wait a few days to receive spreadsheet for the Academy. Yikes. Okay, sorry about that. We'll get that to you. No, we've just been quite busy, but sorry about that. Yeah, we'll get it to you immediately. Make a note of that just in case. This is, yeah, it's starting to turn out really, really nice here. So this could be, and this is Friday, right? This is where we see these exactly these kinds of moves, that it just continues to go higher all day long. After testing back down into these lows in here, right? And why we're looking at that? Let's just go back to the candlestick chart here. I mean, these are multi-day lows, right? This is it traded all the way back down here. It even went below this swing low, and now this is where those buyers came back in. Same concepts we were going through on lower time frames in here, and then this is the higher time frame. So we'll see. I mean, like, we've already come back up and retested up here at 93, but we have potential to go, quite a bit higher, and I don't know. I mean, I kind of like this 6650 area up here. Uh, so that's like 90 points away. Maybe that's a little much to ask for, but 25 points higher up into 65.75. Yeah, no problem. I mean, we could very easily. I mean, I really like this 90 liquidity up here on this higher time frame. Oh, thanks, Dan. Well, and Dan says he'll resolve for you this evening. He means evening is he's in the UK, so uh, it's already pretty close to evening. So you'll get it soon, Win Tim. I'm sorry about that. Just trade liquidity. Nice. All right, with the volume dots in there. I love it. Look at that. Well, there might be some, uh, you know, uh, trademark infringement on that, I imagine. That's pretty cool, though. uh, Guys, I've been kind of championing this higher time frame, lower time frame here. I'll talk more about that, I think, maybe next week. If I can. I'm going to be away next week, actually. I will be streaming, not on Monday though. So sorry about that. Won't be able to make it Monday. I'll be traveling, but then I'll be there Tuesday. Okay. And why I bring all this up? Well, it kind of happened. I mean, we've gone over this view many times in the past, or not, many times, but enough to show the higher time frame stuff. This has been kind of a newer development, though, is to be able to zoom out and bookmap like this with the continuous contract for the ES, and then we can zoom into this lower time frame here to look for some of these moves to unfold. And I'll tell you a funny story. I think as soon as I get a little more clarity around some technical stuff, and then how this kind of unfolded was kind of funny. But as you can see, just how nice this is. These are just beautiful, beautiful views. To look at the higher time frame order flow, put this together with the lower time frame in here, right? So like up in here, if you can piece out of it, take some profit. There's some structure in here on the higher time frame that is starting to be tested. Okay, some diagonals in here, right? So this is a good place to take some off. You can always get back in, with another one on a low volume pullback or something. Okay, so anyway, just some considerations in here. Okay, because this is the kind of environment we're in. It's it's just back and forth. It's pretty volatile, but the potential is there for some of these bigger moves. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be a roller coaster ride. But yeah, here we are on the bigger time frame. It's not so big, but we're below this swing here at 55. Okay, great. All right, well, do we find sellers or buyers? Now we're finding sellers. So sellers probably take it down to 46. We drove away from in here on that trend line break accumulation. All right, guys, I don't think there's much more to go through. So you see if there's any questions over in YouTube. Yeah, fixed range volume profile. Yes, you can. NECA is asking about looking at a profile for a fixed range. Well, let me show you how it will work if you want to do this. Okay, so we can insert another column in here. You can insert in multiple columns, and you can turn them into volume or trades counter, quotes delta, whatever. Let's go with volume, and we'll go with session accumulated. Okay, and then you see this one here is CVP, is chart range accumulated. This one here, right? So you see the difference. Chart range accumulated is for a specific range. The range is here, and it's what's in your viewable range. Okay, so for example, let's suppose you're interested. If I zoom out here, see how this profile matches all of the price action and transactions in my viewable range. Okay, here, let's just go full screen so you see it a little bit better. All right, so there it is. Now, what you can do if you're looking for very specific areas is use this tool here to zoom, and then go into the area that you're interested, right? So maybe you're interested in maybe just this little zone in here, right? I'll zoom into there. I'll put it within my chart range, and here's the profile for that. Okay, so there it is, right? So if that's what you're interested in, that's one way to do it. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Let's go back. All right, buyers coming back yet again. I like this. I still like this overall, move to the upside, and I like the this 90 liquidity, or 6600 the figure, but you see more up here at 10, and there's going to be probably even more up here at there's not really a whole lot up here at 50. Okay, they're more here at 30 instead. Okay, so those are the areas of liquidity that we see in here. Okay, again, looking pretty good here for a breakout. It's a lot of volume in here. Now we just need to see the follow through on that. Okay, NECA, you're welcome. And we'll come back into our view. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, see, this is what I love about this view here. Now we are trading up into a diagonal here and a trend line. We're probably going to get a reaction up in here. But look at the bigger picture, though. It has some volume behind it. Okay, we see when we started the webinar, we saw this squeeze here to the upside. Okay, and then this accumulation in here, aggressive accumulation in here. I don't see a lot of sellers in here. So I'm looking for buyers to squeeze this up into this 90 swing up here. Okay, that's what I'd be looking for in the bigger picture here. In the smaller picture, we would have taken some profit here and probably get back in again. Okay, looking for this breakout. Okay, and tight stop on that. Something like that. Because like I said, it's if we see the sellers, they're going to drive it pretty quickly. 25 points, down to 50 here. And we don't need that kind of stress. All right, guys. Again, sorry, I'll be off on Monday, but thanks for coming, everybody. Great Academy meeting yesterday as well, and really great content you guys are making. Anyone interested in the Academy, you'll find the link on the under the More toolbar on bookmap.com. And then also more about the pilot program. The links are in the chat there for you. If you like this, hey, please give a thumbs up. Hit the like button in YouTube. Post a comment. Come over to YouTube or Discord. It's better over here. We have a much more robust discussion over here. You can get a lot of trading tools and blah blah. So a lot of great stuff over here on Discord. All right, partake in that pilot program if you want to learn how to build an edge, etc. We have a lot of resources here. All right, thank you, Shark. Thank you, Robert. Thank you guys. Really great stuff, Shark and Robert. Yeah, thank you. Safe journey, and I will catch up with you guys next week. Okay? Yeah, have a good weekend. Yep, take care. Bye-bye.